When you think of famous documentaries or important ones, what comes to mind? Maybe Blackfish, maybe Man on Wire, The Act of Killing. What about 2010's Reindeerspotting, Escape from Santaland? If you don't know, or maybe wondering what's with the name, well, it's an allusion to the 1996 film Trainspotting. And yes, this documentary is about drug use, drug addicts. But is it more than that? I thought it'd be a good time to talk about Reindeerspotting and its sequel, Lost Boys, because that just came out 5 years ago. It kind of went under the radar in 2020. I didn't see it. And then 15 years since Reindeerspotting. A whole lot of time has passed, and the world's changed a bit since then. And I thought it'd be interesting to explore these films. And quite honestly, if you haven't seen it, well, maybe this video will convince you to. Within minutes into the film, we follow the filmmaker who openly admits to his daily drug use. We follow him as he films his drug-addicted friends in the dead of night. In this opening scene, we see Jani as he tries to steal some car stereos. And then we see him bartering on the phone for some Subutex. And then we see him get his fix. We see the injection. And in that moment, back in, I think, 2012, when I saw this opening scene, I knew I hadn't seen anything like this. It takes place in the early 2000s. It's a bit of a time capsule. You see a little bit of that Y2K. It was before people had social media and they were glued to their phones. Eventually, Jani's decisions, they catch up to him, and he is sentenced to jail. But before he goes, he decides to take a grand drug-fueled trip across Europe. Eventually, the filmmaker and Jani run out of money, and they have to go back to Finland and face reality. This is where things take an interesting twist, and the film Lost Boys from 2020 comes in. When Jani is released from jail in 2010, him, Auntie, and the filmmaker take a trip to Bangkok to celebrate. They end up in Cambodia, where the filmmaker has a return ticket and leaves. Eventually, he gets a call to let him know that Jani is dead, and it's a bit of a mystery on how it happened. If you haven't gone to Bangkok, well, there are many sides to it. It is a place that if you go in with an addiction, it's going to amplify it. The second film is more stylized. Like Reindeerspotting, Lost Boys is unlike anything I've ever seen. I recommend giving it a watch. And I would watch it in order to really appreciate the whole story and ultimately what happens to these people that we follow along from the first film.